everybody, are you wanting a really simple recipe? All right, well come on to the kitchen and I'm going to show you actually one, maybe two recipes. Let's go! Alrighty, let's get to making some cloud bread. Now I'm going to use my stand mixer. You can use a hand mixer, whatever. That's fine. First we got to do is take three eggs, and separate the yolks from the whites. Save your yolks, okay? You're going to use your yolks in this. Are y'all having a great week? So far, so good with me. Nobody's told me anything different. That's always a good thing. Last one. All right. Now we're going to whip it. We want to get it good and fluffy, all right? I'll show you when we get back. All right, so they've been spinning for a little bit. Kind of got a little bit incorporated-ish. A little frothy. All right, now you're going to take half a tablespoon of either cream of tartar or baking powder and put it in with the whites and whip it some more. All right, well, let that get good and frothy, and I'll show you what else to do. Alrighty, while that is getting all frothy, I stopped it because it's extremely loud in my kitchen. Preheat your oven to 300, okay? With your yolks, 3 tablespoons of cream cheese, okay? Put them together and start mushing them together, okay? If your cream cheese is still a little too thick, very carefully put it in. I'm going to put mine in my microwave and put it on defrost for about 10 seconds just to get it to start breaking up. And I'll show you, and if I have to, I'll do it a couple times, but just to get it to where it's able to be mushed. Okay, so I'm going to angle you down so y'all can see this. All right. This is my rimless baking pan with parchment paper. Okay. This is my yolk and cream cheese, as y'all can see. And I got my egg whites to basically stiff peaks. They thick, okay? So what we're going to do is gently fold this into the whites. Gently. I've made cloud bread before. So, I made it a few years ago. Josh was having some issues with his liver. And they said start cutting out the wheat, start cutting out the sugar, start cutting out the carbs, start cutting out red meat, start cutting out all this kind of stuff. So I would make cloud bread for him. Okay, gently fold it until it's well incorporated. It's all going to turn a pale yellow. And yours might loosen up a little bit, and that's okay. It's okay. Just make sure you got it all folded in. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to pour this on mine. And make 5 or 6 little piles, little clouds, if you will. Now, I've heard people say you need to preheat your pan. I've heard people say don't worry about preheating your pan. I never preheated my pan before. So, yeah. Whoop, got these two a little too close. It'll be alright. They'll still bake. And if you got a little extra, just add them to it. Try to make them a little bit even. Got a little bit of a runaway on that one. Okay. And we're going to put these in my 300-degree oven for 20 minutes-ish. And then I'll pull them out and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, the next part of this experiment that we're doing on Josh tonight is blended cottage cheese. And y'all might be going, what in the world are you doing? Okay, on TikTok I found this recipe by Larissa. Thank you, Larissa, if you ever see this. She made biscuits and gravy. Low carb style. Now, she's had either the gastric bypass or the gastric sleeve or whatever. But what is funny is people who've had gastric surgery and people who are on keto and low carb, they eat a lot of the same thing, just in different portions. Okay? So that's something to keep in mind. And I find a lot of my recipes on content creators like her. Okay? She did a small portion. I'm doing quite a bit bigger portion for me and Josh. Mainly for Josh, because in the words of my big brother, it takes a lot of fuel to move heavy equipment. And my husband, not that I'm calling him fat or anything like that. He's a big man. He's 6'5". Okay, I'm 5'8". He's 6'5". So I never have to change a light bulb in my house. Alrighty, so I've got my blended cottage cheese in my bowl. And one thing I love about Larissa is the fact that she is like, honey, just season this to your little heart's content. I'm using pepper. I'm going to use a little bit of salt, but not a lot, because I'm not a real salty person. You can always add salt, but you can't always take it back. Learned that a long time ago. So just a few sprinkles of salt. And hang on, I gotta go get the next thing out of the microwave. Okay, so the next little ingredient, I went ahead and crumbled it up off camera. It's pork sausage. I used 3 patties. Josh actually found these at Dollar General, I think. They're Smithfield All Natural Breakfast Pork Sausage, hometown original pork sausages. They're 0 carb. So, they's a freebie. I used 3 of them, just crumbled them up and put them in there. Now, in her recipe, she used heavy whipping cream. Or, no, I'm sorry, she used regular milk. I'm using heavy whipping cream because we don't keep regular milk in our house. And basically, she just did it to loosen it just a little bit. So, I'm going to start off with probably a tablespoon or so. And being that I'm using heavy whipping cream, I could probably go ahead and add water to kind of thin it down just a little bit after I throw my measuring spoons in the floor. So I'm going to go ahead and stir this up. And she used turkey sausage in hers. I've ate turkey sausage before. It ain't bad. It ain't horrible. But I had pork sausage in my freezer, so anyway, and then what she did is she put it on cloud bread and put the gravy over the top of it and then heated it up in the microwave, and that was her breakfast. And I thought, boy howdy, that would be really good. Josh and I are actually from Missouri. So we're kind of from the Midwest. We've also been told that we're from the Mid-South. So Josh and I both grew up on biscuits and gravy. Now, one thing she did put in hers was some chicken bouillon. And I'm going to use one of these little dabbies. And I'm just going to take a pinch. About a third of it. And I'm not going to put the whole third in first, because I'm going to taste it. I mean, I got about that much left of that third that I pulled off. Because I've never tried this. I've never tried this. So we're experimenting. Experimenting real good. Now, y'all can tell me I'm lying all you want to. But to me, that tastes like cold gravy. I haven't warmed it up, so it tastes like cold gravy. Y'all, that might be dangerous. Okay. So, right now I'm at a stopping point until my cloud bread gets done, which it's got, let me see, about another 5 or so minutes. Give or take about 5 minutes. So I'm going to pause y'all and then we'll get this all put together. Okay, so it ended up taking a little longer than 20 minutes. But this is what your cloud bread's going to come out like. The top is going to be stiff. These are super hot. But they're, I mean, I just pulled these out of the oven. They're warm. They're very warm. But yeah. They're light, like a cloud. That's why they get their name. So, how are we going to plate this up? All right, let me go get it. Okay, I like my biscuits crumbled. If you don't like them crumbled, then you can just put them straight in your bowl whole. Okay, so now I'm going to go, or put about half of the gravy on it. And I'm going to go pop it in the microwaves to get that gravy good and hot. Probably about 45 seconds. So Josh is home. And we're going to try this together. Dot, you're drinking loud. All right, ready? What's your thoughts?
Not too shabby.
No. If y'all want biscuits and gravy on keto, low carb, this is going to scratch that itch. Now, after I say this one, I'll make my own. I knew that was coming. You all are beautiful or handsome no matter what. No matter what. Okay? I care for you guys. I really do. You're not alone when you're missing those Southern Comfort dinners, breakfasts. I mean, biscuits and gravy, we had that whenever. You're not alone when you're missing that, okay? Huge shout out to Larissa on TikTok. Thank you so much for sharing this recipe. Thank you so much. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. You're not alone. And I better tell y'all I love yous and cut this video off, or Josh is going to finish off the rest of that, okay? Love ya!